Pisces, this is Tina with 85th House Vibrations, and welcome to This Just In. This is where we get all up in other folks' business about love and relationships. This reading will be good for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And if you would like to pull together a more complete picture of what the month of June could be looking like for you, I would encourage you to check your Moon and or Rising sign video if you happen to know what that is. If you don't know what it is, you can go to astro.com. You can plug in your birth information and it will generate a chart for you. It's important that you have your accurate time of birth. Having an accurate time of birth helps generate your rising sign, which is important. And it also breaks your chart down into the 12 houses. Now, you can still generate a chart without a time of birth, but like I said, it won't have your rising sign and it won't have the houses. You can still see, however, what sign each of your planets are in. And you can also see how they aspect each other. Let me go ahead and say this is a general reading. It won't resonate with everybody. There's a couple of readings that I've done, a couple of the previous ones that got really, really specific. You know, and when that happens, I'm going to lose a few more people. I'm sorry about that, but that's another reason to check your moon and or rising sign. It could help you make more sense of what you might not understand in your sun sign reading. Let me mention very quickly that usually I'm using the Llewellyn Tarot when I do this just in, but I wanted to change it up, so I'm using the Tarot of Dreams by Ciro Marchetti. I'm still using the Waite deck for clarifiers, but this is a different little Waite. It's a full size, and it's got the little descriptions on it. I think it's a great card. I think it's a great deck for beginners because it does have the description there and the little brief description. It's not overwhelming, and it also, it's the traditional Waite pictures and symbolism. Okay, did I get that out? Somebody asked me in the comments what version this Waite deck was. They liked it, the fact that it had the description there. And just in case anybody is thinking the same thing, unfortunately, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't have the original box. This deck lives in a little black silk pouch. And I ordered this deck some years ago off of Amazon. So unfortunately, I just don't remember what version it is. So I'm sorry about that for anybody who may have been asking. So you say, Pisces, well, why do I already have cards turned over? It is because I was already good into the reading. And I don't know if you can hear it starting to slack down now, but it started to rain hard. And you know how the power just blinks out for a moment? But that moment is long enough to shut all of your electronics down. Yeah, that happened. So I was like 12 minutes in. So anyway, I'm having to, of course, do it over. So that's why there were already cards laid out, but I did shuffle and all that good stuff. I hate to disturb the energies in that way, but let's try it again. So the first thing we have here is in this deck, it's the faith card. In other decks, it's the Hierophant. This guy is usually the Pope, the priest, the spiritual guru. He looks like that man on the mountain that you go to and say, what is the meaning of life? And this card is ruled by Taurus. Taurus rules the second house. Taurus is about family values, tradition. When it's in the reverse position, when this card is in the reverse position, this generally talks about breaking away from the status quo, doing things differently. This is a card, spiritually, the Hierophant reversed for me makes me think to some degree of people like myself. who don't follow, I'm well aware of, because I was born into and grew up in quote unquote traditional religion. I was born into Catholicism, but uh, as I got a little bit older, I spent a lot of time in Baptist churches. Since then, I've been temples and all those things. So, I've experienced a little bit of everything. But I consider the way I have chosen to worship or praise or go about my spiritual journey is very different. I'm the first in my family to do these sort of things. So a lot of times when I see the faith card reversed or the Hierophant reversed, that's kind of what I think about. Now, I don't know if that's what's going on with some of you. Maybe for some of you, there is a need to, some of you just may not be feeling solid right now. Solid in your faith, whatever kind of faith that is. Whether it's spiritual, religious, or even just your faith in life. And this card could be telling you to do something different in order to make yourself feel better. Maybe it's time to try something new. Now, the other thing is, this could also be saying that this is the way that it has been. Maybe you've been kind of all over the place with your faith in whatever. And now it's asking you maybe to let that go. And the reason that I say that is because this card is ruled by Taurus. Venus rules Taurus. And Venus has been in Aries. Aries is impulsive. Aries thinks about, self a lot. Venus in Aries is rough around the edges. She's a go-getter. What she wants, what she's attracted to, what makes her feel good, she's going to go get that. Well, Venus moves into Taurus, which is its home sign tomorrow. That's going to slow that energy down a great deal. It's going to refine it. It's going to take that fire out of it and make it more practical. It's going to make Venus start to think a little bit more about something solid. And this may be based on tradition and family values and things like that. So, Pisces, if for a while you've been a little bit all over the place with Venus getting ready to move into Taurus, this could be, a settling of that, just letting that Aries energy go. And maybe getting back to your roots, maybe getting back to tradition. At the end of the day, it's doing whatever it is that you need to do in whatever way you need to do it in order for you to be okay. So, in whatever way that works for you, what it seems to bring about is the Ace of Cups, which is the introduction of a new feeling, a new emotion. Could be the introduction of a possible new relationship. It's a gift from the universe. This could also be about new intuitive insight. And maybe that's something different than what you were used to. Going back to how we first talked about the Faith card reversed, some of you who may not have relied on your intuition or, your, dare I say, psychic abilities or, all of those things that are considered very different from what the Faith card upright generally represents. maybe with this new, if this is about intuition and stuff like that, maybe this is new for you. And this faith card reverse is how you're going to need to adjust to deal with that. If some of you are getting married, you may not be doing that in the traditional sense. Some of you may not hire a priest or a clergyman to do your vows. You know, I absolutely wouldn't have any idea of what that new way of doing that could be. And this is, you know, just going to be for a few of you. But I know there's so many different ways to do things. I'm sure that you don't have to get a priest or a pastor or a rabbi these days to marry you. I don't know. Maybe you can get a boat captain. I don't know if that was a joke when I heard that, but you know what I'm saying? Different like that. For those of you who are getting married, maybe instead of a priest, you're getting a boat captain. Okay. Let's see if we can get some backup with this last card. All right. 9 of Cups. This is wish fulfillment. This is physical attraction. This is great sex. This is good emotion. This is having what you need emotionally. This is a Jupiter in Pisces card. Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces. Pisces, this is your card. We've gone from the Ace of Cups to the 9 of Cups. 9s are about completion. It's also about spirituality. There's something going on with spirituality here. Maybe somebody you love is showing you a new way to look at things. And it's going to be this way, which is very different than what you're used to, that's going to bring this type of fulfillment. And I have to say, for those of you that are already in a relationship, it's going to bring that fulfillment for the both of you. When you talk about the 9 of Cups being the wish card, you're asked to include other people in your good fortune. So if you're in a relationship and you got all of this love going on, and then this is your card, Jupiter and Pisces, your traditional ruling planet, which, by the way, has been retrograde and will be going direct on the 9th. That's just a few days away. It's in Libra, and that's happening in your 8th house. The 8th house is naturally ruled by Scorpio. Your accidental ruler is Libra. Having Jupiter retrograded here in your 8th house could have been just kind of holding back maybe some things that have to do with your partner's money, sex with the partner, even though Jupiter is not about sex. And maybe I don't know, maybe sex could be in there some way, but I don't see Jupiter that way. But it's more about like I said, spirituality and optimism and expansion. And having had it be retrograde in your 8th house, there may have been some limits or maybe some delays around all things 8th house. And if you're currently in a relationship, you and your spouse and your partner may decide to do something differently. And as Jupiter moves direct on the 9th, that change introduces this whole new feeling. And you end up getting exactly what it is that you want. Keeping the faith, even if it's a different kind of faith. Pisces, you're almost there. And this looks very good. Let's pull another card. Okay. So we've got the Ten of Pentacles reversed. And what I'm feeling like is there have definitely been some restrictions. I feel like some of you Pisces, like, were living really plush. And when Jupiter went retrograde in your 8th house, I feel like maybe some of your partners, something happened with maybe their job, their resources. Some of you maybe have been expecting some sort of maybe inheritance money, but that didn't happen. Put some strain possibly on the relationship because money was tight. Let's read what this card says. In the reverse, be warned that wealth can bring a whole new set of problems. Avoid high-risk projects, they will fail. Theft, financial loss, gambling losses. Do not take shortcuts. Avoid temporary fixes in your financial problems. Think long-term, save money, invest in low-risk ventures. Again, Jupiter retrograde in the 8th house. Jupiter has the tendency to expand things. It can make us overly optimistic sometimes about what it is that we're trying to do. So where it comes to other people's resources, maybe that somebody, and I think it's the spouse or the partner may have, been taking some risk, those things that I just mentioned. And it kind of maybe put you guys in a bind. I want to say this, even though this card is reversed, what I noticed is if this card had been upright, the first thing that I saw was inheritance, gift money. And I said that right before I pulled this card, I think. Well, at least before I read the description. So with that coming up on this card, I do feel like for some of you that there may have been the expectation of some sort of inheritance. But with Jupiter having gone retrograde there, it didn't happen. But it's about to. Something's about to come through that's going to change the game. This is a clarifying card that came up reversed, but I think that this has already happened. This feeling of not having what you need financially. Has already happened. I'm so sorry about that. It's already in progress. But things are going to change because somebody's going to make a change. And that change may be coming back from recklessness, impulsivity, Like I said, Venus was in Aries, and again, it leads me to believe that we're looking more at not doing of not doing things in unorthodox ways, getting back to tradition, getting back to family values and things like that. I even, I see midlife crisis coming up. That's a message that I'm getting. And I feel like as a result of this, somebody just went berserk. And now somebody has made the decision to do things different, reel it in. Let's start saving money again. Let's not take risk. As a result of that, things start to change. A new good feeling comes up, and you end up getting everything that you want, having everything that you need. This is abundance. And it's like you go from this Ace of Cups to this Nine of Cups real quick. This seems to move quickly. It doesn't even seem to be gradual. It seems like as soon as whatever this is pops up, lightning speed. The other thing I see is again, maybe there's a large lump sum of money that is going to come through your spouse as Jupiter goes direct, through your partner. I mean, it could be you, but 8th house is about other people's money. Let's pull one more card. Oh, okay, so we've got the Judgment card upright. Let's go ahead and read it. Arguments, legal and contractual issues resolved in your favor. Man, if you have wronged someone, seek reconciliation and forgiveness. Forgive those who have hurt you and move on with your life. Find a new career. If you have been in a low period, this card signifies a turnaround. What did I just say? Do I need to read that again? Let's do the cliff notes. Legal and contractual issues are resolved. I've been talking about possible inheritance that has been delayed. Something got tripped up. Maybe there is some legal stuff going on. As a result, somebody got hurt. They had expectations. But as Jupiter goes direct and these things iron themselves out, you come out of the low period. Things turn around. And as things turn around, the love comes back. And it comes back damn quick. Straight out the gate. Definitely, somebody should be resisting the urge to be overindulgent. Resisting the need for immediate self-gratification. Reeling it in. That is, if somebody has been doing something like gambling or, mismanagement of money. If somebody has lost a job, looks like they get another one. Maybe doing something different than they used to do. This could be somebody getting... Hold on. That did say like a different career, right? Yeah, this could be through, the possibility that somebody, though, for those who may have lost a job, you get another one doing something completely different. You like it, you love it, you want some more of it, and it's just happiness throughout. This turns around. And I basically said those things. The cards just confirmed. So I guess the bottom line is, okay, let me say this really quick. I talked about a possible career change for some of you who, may have lost a job or may have left a particular career. Pisces, you're going to be having Sagittarius full moon happening in your 10th house. This is a house of your public standing. This is a house of your public reputation. This is the house of career and authority. We're going to have this full moon in Sagittarius on the 9th. Now, the thing about Sagittarius is also ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter, am I saying that? Sagittarius is also ruled by Jupiter. And Sagittarius rules the 9th house. It is the 9th card. As Jupiter goes direct on the 9th, things are going to change. The problem is it's sitting there conjunct Saturn. And while all of this big energy wants to bust forth, Saturn's going to be like, no, what are you doing? Where are you going? What are you trying to expand? But the thing about it is Saturn is there to kind of check Jupiter, because, if you've been in a bind, if you've been in a rut and something comes up that you see is going to, get you out of that and you're ready to move full steam ahead, Saturn is going to at least attempt to make sure that you don't just do something crazy, because you're feeling optimistic. You're ready to roll. Jupiter's moving forward now. He wants to expand things. Now, Saturn is the authority. So I'm wondering if, and this guy is an authority, one of the things that I feel very, very strongly, more than the loss of job, more than the changing careers, is that through your spouse, some of you were waiting on a payout or had expectations of some sort of payout. Like, again, whether it's inheritance, maybe there was supposed to be some sort of settlement. And the powers that be were in the way somehow, stopping it, delaying it, maybe even trying to not make the payout. And as a result of that, it causes problems in your relationship. People can say what they want about money doesn't buy you happiness. Well, maybe it doesn't, but it can surely get you a little bit more comfortable while you try to achieve happiness. And let's be real about it. Money is very important in a relationship, any committed relationship. So there's been, as it pertains to this payout that I'm thinking about more than anything. Man, this full moon in Sagittarius happening in your 5th house conjunct Saturn and Jupiter moving forward has me feeling like you couldn't get what you needed your spouse or your partner couldn't get what they needed because some sort of authority figure was somehow in the way. Maybe holding out on a ruling, holding out on a decision. You know, it doesn't, the holdout, for those of you who this pertains to, actually the holdout doesn't look malicious. There may have been channels to go through, hence getting to this stage of completion. And all of this might have started happening when Jupiter retrograded back in I don't know exactly, but whenever Jupiter went retrograde is when you may have started to notice problems. Bottom line is that's about to be over. Like I said, happy days are here again. Some different decisions are made. Something happens that's different. This could even be for, again, for some of you who are dealing with authority figures in legal matters. Somebody who may have been responsible for this matter. For some of you, I get this feeling that that person may be gone now and they've been replaced by somebody that makes it happen. I don't know, maybe some of you get new counsel, new representation. If there was some sort of judge involved or something, you know, maybe he has stepped down or he's no longer a part of that process and somebody else comes in and all of a sudden all systems are go. That's very specific, but I thought I'd bring that up. Again, I just want to say at the end of the day, it's all good. Wishes are fulfilled. All of this turns around, and that's great news. And that's the way I see it, Pisces. If anybody would like to get a personal reading with me, you can contact me at tina@85thhousevibrations.net. I would love it if you followed me on Facebook and or Twitter at 855, that's EIGHT, the number 5, VIBE. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new, thank you so much for clicking on this video and giving it a chance. And if you are returning, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for coming back. So that's all I have to say, and I hope to talk to you guys again next month.